Hello, hello, everybody. It is Tarot for Kindness. Oh my gosh. This is our weekly get together where we do tarot readings and oracle cards and charm casting. Me and a special guest, which has lately been me, me and the Love Witch, because I'm not organized enough to get everybody together. I
We
don't know.
tried.
I know. Well, I was writing a book, and so everything fell by the wayside, and then that's what happened. So we do readings for $10 per card, 100% of the proceeds. So you can get a one card reading for $10, two card reading for 20, so on. You can make your donation on Venmo or PayPal. 100% of your donation goes to feed seniors in Ukraine. We partner with a group called Subotin Harbor. Subotin Harbor buys groceries, 2 weeks worth of groceries for seniors, delivers them once a month. 2 weeks worth of groceries is only $40. So when you make a donation, if you make a 1, 2, 3, 4 card donation, you are buying, if you make a 4 card donation, you are buying 2 weeks of groceries for a senior. I mean, it is, and it's good groceries, good healthy food, things that they can cook and make themselves delicious food to keep them nourished. These are seniors in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, many of whom are disabled. They can't get out and work. They can't, they don't have the means to support themselves. So they're reliant on very, very small pensions, which don't cover all their expenses. They have to decide, like, do I get heat or do I get food? Do I get medicine or do I get food? So this is such a miracle in the lives of these seniors who are not only struggling to feed themselves, but struggling with an invasion with bombs and air raids and things like that. So your donation is so critical and important, and we are so grateful. We're so grateful, and the seniors are really grateful. So if you have a question, you can ask the question. Go ahead and make a donation. You can make a donation on Venmo if you see that link up there, just at Parlor of Wonders, Parlour of Wonders. You can also make a donation through PayPal. You can also make a donation through Super Chat. If you're on YouTube, you'll see a little button with a $sign. Once you make your donation, come back here and then go into the chat or the comments section and write down what it is how much you donated, where you donated, and then what your question is that you would like to ask. And we'll be so happy to do that. I'll be doing tarot readings. I'm going to be using Jennifer Steadley's deck, Tarot Disassembled. I love this deck. I'm going to talk about it a little bit as we get into it. And then the Love Witch, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to do a little charm casting. I did want to point out, though, make sure to post your question in the chat and not the comments, because we can't see the comments here.
Okay. In the chat.
And people have done that in the past. It's a little confusing, but so make sure you're in the chat and you'll see other people chatting there with you.
Okay.
And if you're here and aren't donating, make sure to say hi so that we know you're here.
Yeah. We always love to see everyone. Yeah, this is so good. So, so you're going to be doing charm casting. I'm going to be doing tarot, and we'll be answering your questions. The charms are free. Oh, blanks. That's Judy. It's my friend Judy. So the deck that I'm using is called Tarot Disassembled. And I love this deck because, as you know, I'm very symbol oriented. If you've read my book, Magical Tarot, you know I talk all about the symbols in each of the cards. Well, Jennifer Steadley is an absolute genius. And what she has done is just taken the symbol out of the cards and made them into a design. So instead of seeing a page of wands, you see all the symbols that are on the page of wands: the hat, the pyramids, the feather, the fire, the salamanders, the wand, the shoes. So she just takes all of the symbols out of the card and shows you. Well, here's the death card. It's got a skull. It's got a crown upside down. It's got the 5-petaled rosette. It's got a sunrise. It's got a flag. It's got all of the symbols that are on that card. So if you're learning the tarot, this is a fantastic tool because it breaks it all down for you. And if you're an experienced tarot reader, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that 10 of Pentacles has those little doggies on it, right? So you can look at those symbols and not be distracted by the scene. If you want to just look at symbols only, I think it's a brilliant, brilliant deck. It's so amazing. She's doing a new deck, which is like a round deck, and she's calling it symbol
Cool.
mandalas. And so she's taken all of the symbols out of the deck and just turned them into mandalas. All right, so I'm going to clear my cards. While I'm doing that, we've got Bruce and we've got Judy that are going to get readings. That's awesome. So tell a little bit about what kind of charm casting you're going to do, and a little bit about explain what charm casting is to people that don't know
Oh,
while I'm
sure.
on these cards. So
Well, I wanted to say about those cards too. I have that deck as well, and I love it. One thing I love about it so much is um, every time I've worked with it, I notice that my eye catches one of the symbols she's drawn first, and so it feels really significant to focus in on that one and the meaning of that symbol specifically, which is kind of the way I work with tarot, but that deck makes it way easier. Charm casting is a practice of throwing or pulling little silver charms or whatever kind of charms you want from a bag or from a bin or from wherever you want, and interpreting them using your intuition and your knowledge of symbols. So I have a little velvet bag here with a few dozen charms in it. And I will pull one for each person who gets a reading and add some insights from that.
wonderful, wonderful. So if you want a charm cast reading, you can get a charm casting session with the Love Witch. And so that can also be like that can be like a full charm reading where you're throwing lots of charms or all the charms out, right?
Exactly.
You're just pulling
Yeah.
one for this, but there
Hmm.
is this other option. Oh,
Yeah,
I
and
love
I can
that.
also add charms to any reading that you book with me. So if you want a tarot reading with me, but you'd like me to pull a few charms as well, no problem at all. I've got you covered.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's just your time, right? You're just booked at a certain amount of time. So part of it
Yeah,
can
we
be
can use it
charm
however
reading.
you want.
That's part of what we're teaching at the at the reader studios. We're going to be saying how they can do a charm casting over a tarot reading. So
Oh, so cool.
yeah. All right, almost done here, and then I can get them. All right. Okay. It's a beautiful deck. All right. This is the first time I'm using this deck. I've looked through it, but I haven't used it. So
You know,
you guys are my guinea
I
pigs.
name dropped you when I bought that deck and I got a discount.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Where did you buy it?
Online, but she had a
Oh,
few like slightly dinged up decks that she was selling at a discount, and I
oh,
messaged her and I was like, "I've wanted this so bad. I work with Madame Pamita," and she was like, "Okay, I'm going to send you a non-dinged up one for the dinged up price." So
oh,
I
that's
really appreciated it, and I've enjoyed working with that deck so much.
oh, it's so sweet. Yeah, she is the kindest, most wonderful, cheeriest. And she's a mom, she's got kids and everything. You know what she does? She does martial arts. Like
Oh wow.
she you would not look you look at her like she's a nice lady, she's like a black belt in like some kind of martial art. It cracks me
Wow.
up. It's like kung fu or jujitsu or something. She's in some martial arts and it's like it's wild. This other part of people that we don't know about. I love it. So this deck is really beautiful. And I think different editions have different sides, but this one has red on the
Ooh,
side,
how
which looks
pretty.
so pretty. Yeah. Does yours have red on the side or a different color?
I think mine is red as well.
Yeah. I think there's different editions that have different colors. All right. So we've got Bruce, we've got Judy. Anyone else that would like a reading, you can go ahead and make a donation through PayPal or Venmo or through Super Chat if you are on YouTube. And then just go ahead into the comments and let us know, right? The chat, not the
The
comment.
chat.
The chat.
The chat.
Oh my God. And let us know. All right, Bruce, what's your question, Bruce? Let's put up Bruce's
Hold
question.
up here.
I have a question for my friend CK. Her question is this a good year for her to buy an apartment or a house? I know your friend CK. All right. Tell your friend CK I said hi, Bruce. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, really good year. This is the star card showing up. star card has, it's interesting. I'm using your technique of looking at what catches my eye first, right? And the first thing I looked at were the jugs pouring water. In fact, I looked at this at first and I thought, oh, is this two of cups? I didn't look at because I'm,
Mm.
this is a new deck to me. So when I see the star card showing up, star card is like divinely inspired, right? So there's something within her that's really divinely inspired for her to get that apartment or to get that house right now. Not only that, but I think of this idea of the jugs of like the flow of things. It will flow very easily. It will be very open, like the right house for the right amount. The loan that she has to get will all flow very easily. If it doesn't flow easily, that is a sign that that is not the right house, that is not the right apartment, that is not the right loan officer. She needs to seek the flow. She needs to seek the flow. So look for those things that open up with ease. Look for those opportunities. And if it's not the first one, then that's not your person. That's not your apartment. That's not your loan officer. Keep going. I remember when I was looking for some kind of a loan. Oh, I remember. I was looking for a loan, and the first place I went, they're like, "No, we can't give you a loan." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what am I going to?" I guess that means I'm not never going to get a loan. I'm a human being. I'm allowed to have a negative thought. I was like, "Oh, this is my bank. My bank where I put my money is not going to give me a loan. Am I ever going to get a loan?" And of course, I got a loan. I was able to get one, but I didn't stop at that first closed door and said, "Forget it." Right? You have to look for the match. You have to look for the right flow. In her case, it's the right flow. So look for that flowing energy with your loan people, look for that flowing energy with the realtors, look for that flowing energy with the people that are selling the place. That's your sign when it flows easily, when it's open, when it's effortless, when it just like that. That's what she needs to be looking for. And it's a great year for her to do it. Star card is super divinely connected, it's divinely inspired, but you have to follow that kind of lead of spirit, right? Spirit offers us closed doors and open doors. Closed doors are not a no. It's saying it is a no, but it's not a no because you're not good enough. It's a no because what's on the other side is not right for you, not good enough for you, right? So you have to keep looking for doors and look for the flow. Where it flows, that's where you go, right? That's it. So that's how she's going to know which loan to get. She's going to know which house to get. She's going to know which realtor to work with because it will flow. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Bruce and CK. Sending you both my love. Hope you have a great week, great couple of weeks. I'm not going to see you for a couple of weeks. Great. All right.
I love that idea of like, not getting discouraged and continuing no matter how many times you get told no, especially because well, actually something just like went right out of my head. So I don't know what I was gonna say, but I'll say something new. But like oh, I know what I was gonna say. I think it's great. One thing I'll add to that is to have some gratitude for the things that don't work out, right? Be like, oh, I'm so glad I ended up with this bank, which obviously wouldn't have worked out well. Or I'm so glad I ended up in this neighborhood because clearly it's not meant for me. It's okay to be excited about things that don't work out, just like we get excited about things that do work out. So infuse a little bit of that into it as well.
Yeah.
For the charm, I pulled this little bundle of grapes. Kind of hard to see because this one's so tiny. But I love this because grapes appear in the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles very prominently. And these are both cards where people are kind of sitting pretty and own a lot and have done the hard work already. And now they're just like enjoying all the rewards, right? So, yeah, I think this is the perfect year to achieve this goal and then come up with some bigger goals and figure out which one you're going to tackle next.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, star card is a great card to show up to bless anything. So it's a really blessed year, but I also get that flowing energy and that grapes really speaks to like, yeah, you can do it. So look
Yeah.
for the flow.
And also, I'm just getting this image of like a celebratory toast, right? A glass of wine or grape juice or whatever. Also, I wanted to say that practice of divining from the first thing your eyes lay on is actually an ancient Celtic practice. People would blindfold themselves and then walk out of the house and take the blindfold off and then divine from the first thing they saw.
Oh my God.
So people have been doing that for a very long time.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love that. All right, blanks / Judy. Blanks / Judy. Hello, Pam Ted too. No, but my question is, are you testing the reader?
You got to divine the question.
I know what
I
the
know what the
question is.
question
Do you
is.
know what it is?
Yeah, how's Judy's business doing?
Exactly. Do you know why we know what the question is? Because Judy always asks the same question. One day you got to come up with a new question, Judy, and then say, you know what the question is. And I'll go, it's about your business. And you'll, no, you're a terrible psychic. All right, thank you so much, Jude. Thank you so much for donating to our seniors in Ukraine. Yes. You're so funny. All right, let's see what we got for you. Thank you so much. Ooh, I like it. Oh, it's so good. So it's super practical advice. So first card that comes up is Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups in the traditional tarot is the guy that is like looking at that cloud, and there's seven different goblets, and each goblet has something different in it. And he's like, I don't know which one to choose. But there's a little clue. And actually, this is where my eyes went to first, which was to the veil. So there is a little clue in that deck, which is that there's seven cups, all with amazing things in it, jewels and a dragon, a snake, all kinds of things, right? A castle, all kinds of things. But one of them has this veiled figure, kind of like a bride or veiled figure, but the figure has an aura around it. So when we see that veiled figure, it's like, when you know that's the opportunity that you should take, that's the thing. You just have an inner knowing. Depending on what your clair is, you might get a word in your head that says, yes, you should do this. Or you might see a vision of it working out in your mind's eye. You might feel like you get some goosebumps about it. Or you might just get this inner knowing, like, yes, I got to do this, right? So depending on what your modality is and what your clair is, you'll get this sense of an opportunity and you'll be like, that's the one. That's the person I should work with. That's the opportunity I should take. That's the place I should go. It will be a strong feeling. But that's where you need to put your energy, is toward those things that you're like, I know this is going to be the shift. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my gut. My heart says yes. Whatever part of your body is telling you. That's the first thing. So I see there's a lot of different a lot of different choices. There's a lot of, I don't know which choice to make, but one of those choices is going to shine with a bright aura. Next card, Knight of Pentacles. I love seeing this card. I love seeing the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles says to me, like, stick with what you're doing. Don't make drastic changes. I think those opportunities are like the cups, but they're not like, change this and go into something completely different. Stick with the path. Stick with it. You're going to get there. It's not always the fastest in getting there, but it's an increase, like going up a gentle slope. It's going to get better and better and better and better. So stick with this. You'll have money in your hand. That's that big gold pentacle there. You'll end up with money in your hand if you stick with this and keep going forward. Don't jump ship. Don't abandon it. Just keep going. And then you're going to see that opportunity. You're going to see that choice. And the choice is going to just feel different. It's going to feel right. It's going to shine like it has an aura. And that's the one you need to take. So, yeah. All right. So what charm did you pick?
Well, you know what that veiled figure always reminds me of is a ghost. And so I'm like, what does spirit want me to do? Because for me, when like something's in alignment with what spirit wants, I do have that immediate sense, right? Or hopefully I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time I do. So yeah, I always get so excited when I see that little veiled figure there. I'm seeing really good things for you, Judy. I got money in my hand for you. There's $100 bill charm. And I think this is saying there's big money out there for you. So be on the lookout for it. But I also think this is saying be aware of the money coming in as well as the money going out. So be super focused on the money that you're spending right now and make sure that it's money that's has a purpose and it's going to bring money back in. So yeah, be on the lookout. There's lots of good opportunities out there for you, and they're going to float right into your hand like this dollar did into mine.
Yeah. I think this is looking really positive for the business. It's looking really good. Both the cards and the charms are positive ones. So it's like, how do I get to that? How do I get to that? It's like, stick with the plan. Don't make any drastic changes, and then cherry pick those things that are like shining for you, like they're golden opportunities, really. So you're so welcome. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for donating. Oh my gosh, Judy, I love
I'll
you so
see you
much.
tomorrow. That sounds fine.
Y'all should check out Blanks, by the way. They make beautiful, beautiful blankets and pillows and all these wonderful things for hospitality industry. But I don't know, maybe they sell them individually. You guys, I think you sell a few but yeah, it's for beautiful high-end, super chic high-end hotels. Yeah, really lovely.
We
Follow
definitely got
them
some
on
hotel
Instagram.
people in our audience too. So
Yeah,
a good
hotel
little shout
people
out.
in the audience, check it out.
Mhm.
Pass
I know
along
they're
to
out there.
your guys. All right. So, is there any? Do we have anyone else wanting a reading? Helen.
Yeah, we have Helen, and then Devon just donated as well, so
Oh,
she is
thanks,
after that.
Devon. All right, you guys, if you would like to donate, you can make a donation. It's $10 per card. If you would like a reading, $10 per card on Venmo, PayPal, or Super Chat. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine through our partners, Sabotin Harbor. They are the ones that buy the groceries, deliver those groceries to the seniors. $40 buys 2 weeks worth of groceries for a senior in need. So whatever amount you can donate, it is adding to the pot of what is possible for them to feed these seniors. These seniors who are struggling in full scale invasion, bomb threats, and imagine being disabled and in your 70s, 80s, and 90s, and having not only the struggles of providing food for yourself, but also um, wartime bombing, and you can't do anything about it. It's just unbelievable. So your donations are so greatly appreciated. I am super grateful, but the seniors that get them are just like, they always say, like, oh my gosh, bless the people that made those donations, bless these people, and thank them, because this is like, you're saving a life. You are literally, like, if you want to be one of those people, I'm gonna say the dumbest thing right now. In Boys Life magazine, which is the Boy Scout magazine, they always had like these stories of like Boy Scouts or Boy Scout leaders who did a daring rescue and saved someone. And I used to look, I think they probably had it in Girls Life or whatever the Girls Scout magazine was too. And I always thought, like, I want to be that person that does save somebody's life. Well, you can. And it's so easy. And you get a tarot reading and a charm reading. I mean, come on, you guys. It's you are saving a person from starvation, literally saving someone from starvation, saving their life and blessing them. And you're getting a tarot reading and a charm reading. It is a no-brainer. You should be donating. Absolutely. I want to thank you guys that have, Bruce and Judy and Helen and Devon. But the rest of you guys, you can be donating too. Even get a one card reading. Come on. Don't you want to check in? I'm not going to be here next week. I'm here this week, but next week I'm in New York. So I'm not going to be doing this. So you'll see me in 2 weeks. You can make a donation. Come on, even one card. Let's help those seniors. Let's help save a life. Really be that courageous person. It's not as dramatic. It's not as dramatic as jumping into the river and saving the dog, but it's just as life-saving, really.
Yeah.
These
And
people
even with one
oftentimes, yeah,
card,
yeah,
you're feeding a senior for several days.
yeah,
So if you can't spring for a full 2 weeks, that's okay. Feed them
yeah,
for a few days. It's incredible that we can do that with such little money. That's a coffee, you know?
yeah, yeah. $20, two-card reading is a week's worth of groceries in Ukraine. Ukraine cost of living is much lower than ours, right? So if you can make this donation, you are really giving such an enormous blessing and saving a life. Some of these seniors, I hear the stories. We should put Yulia's Facebook up here so you can follow the stories of these seniors that you're helping. So if you add Yulia on Facebook, she can thank you and give you a thank you in her report that she does. These will be the groceries that go out Monday, tomorrow. So she'll give you a thank you and you'll see the seniors that you helped. Some of these seniors, in fact, many of these seniors, when they come to deliver the groceries, they don't even have a scrap of bread in that house. They have nothing, nothing. And this food is coming in the nick of time. So we can really give an amazing blessing to these seniors by making that donation. And you guys are awesome for doing it. So yeah, if you haven't done it yet, take the plunge. You can ask any question, right? Just make a 1, 2, 3, 4 card donation. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Universal Soul Goddess. Yes, thank you. All right, so let's look at Helen's question. So, Helen, thank you so much. One card general reading for this week. All right, let's see what you need to look out for this week. I love it. Okay. Oh, I love it. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups energy. So 6 of Cups in the traditional deck is about it shows 2 little kids. One little boy is giving a little girl a golden goblet full of flowers. This card always reminds me of like heart connections, true heart connections. They can be romantic, they can be friendship, they could be between you and your pet, but it is like a deep heart connection. The heart is very open, right? Think about how little kids show affection for one another. When a little kid sees their friend in the playground, they run to their friend and give them a big hug. Oh my gosh, that's my friend, right? They show love with such exuberance, such openness, right? They little kindergartners hug their teachers. They're like they're so open. They're not worried about being cool. They're not worried about what other people think. They just love purely. That's what this card represents, is that pure essence of heart connection, of love, of loving with a very open heart. So I love this for you. Sometimes people say that this card is people from your past, right? Your childhood friends, or people that you've known a really long time, or people that feel like your childhood friends. So this can be a friend coming back, or it can be a new friend that comes in that feels like an old friend. Maybe you've had past life experiences together. So it's a week where a surprising, open-hearted experience is going to happen for you between you and another being, a person, a pet, but it's just going to be heart totally open. You know what? I just realized that this card has the energy of how dogs are to their owners.
That's so true. I've never thought about that, but that
Right?
is so
You
accurate.
know how like a dog loves a dog and their owner, they love the owner with such adoration, like, and open-heartedness, and there's no judgment. The dog doesn't care how much you make. They don't care what you look like. They just love you purely, openly. That's this energy. So, Helen, you've got some really open-hearted love coming this week. A loving, open heart, beautiful, joyful, bubbly experience. So, I love that for you.
Love it. I pulled this little trophy, which tells me there's some success ahead for you this week. But as I was hearing you talk about the Six of Cups, it made me think that this could also be a really good week to reflect on your past successes and triumphs. So, this is something I like to do when I'm feeling down or needing some inspiration for what I'm going to do next. I look at all the things I've already done and how proud of myself I am for those things. So pat yourself on the back this week and think about all that you've accomplished. And it could also be a really good week to knock something out that you've been working on for a long time, or to set a really attainable goal for this week and then complete it. And I think those little goals and little milestones can be so good for getting rid of like procrastination or having a hard time being productive. So set yourself a little goal this week and then knock it out and pat yourself on the back for that too.
It's so good. I love that, right? I think of also too that trophy is a cup, right? It's not a
Yeah.
statuette, it's a cup. So it's like the heart is
Hmm.
full too, right?
Yeah.
Heart is full.
This, it even has like an opening in the top, which none of the other terms that I have do. So yeah, definitely a cup.
Yeah, it's like the filling that cup that will make that success energy. I love that. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you. If you would like to make a donation, we can throw up one of the things. I don't know. There we go. PayPal. If you want to make a donation through PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat down below, go ahead and do that, and then go into the chat, the chat. And then tell us where you made the donation, how much you donated, and what your question is. Okay. Oh, Devon. Hi, Madam Pammy to love and everyone. PayPal for a whole granny, the usual for me. Oh, thank you, Devon. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look at what's up ahead for Devon this week. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's like cheers. We're like cheers. Everybody knows your order, not just your name, but your order. Judy's like, you know what I want. Devon's like, you know what I want. We got your order on tap here at the Tarot Speakeasy Lounge. What do we call it? The Tarot, the Divination Lounge. Okay, let's see what we got for Devon today. Thank you so much, Devon. It's hard for me to read these cards. I don't have a lot of light, so I'm looking at them. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Focused energy this week, getting all of your ducks in a row. That's the first thing. We have the 8 of Wands. And then the 8 of Wands, the actual, look at she did here. I love this. I always say the 8 of Wands is like arrows, right? Because it's these 8 wands flying through the air. They're all parallel. They're all flying toward the same goal. But people are like, I don't get it. What does it mean? It's like arrows aiming for a target, right? So if you're shooting your arrow and you're aiming for that bullseye and everybody else is also aiming for the same bullseye, all the arrows are going to go at the same target. So this really is about focus and about really bringing in focus on what it is that you want, bringing in focus to forward progression in whatever area, whether it's your spiritual practice or your career or things that are your hobbies or interests, or what is it that you want to achieve. We are entering into, in just 10 days, 9 days, 10 days, we're going to be at Beltane. Beltane is another opportunity for us to set intentions for the next 6 weeks. I love all of these Sabbats and how we're working with these Sabbats because we have a candle and you can set an intention, what you'd like to accomplish in the next 6 weeks, right? So if you keep your focus, like look this week about what are you going to focus on? What are you going to rally all of your forces, your friends, your energy, your spells toward one goal? Let's get it focused this week. Second card is the 8 of Cups, lots of 8s. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups is the card of seeking something. So once you are focused and you know what it is that you want, 8 of Cups is saying go out and get it. You're going to go out on a journey. Now, it doesn't have to be a literal journey, although it could be a literal journey that you go out there and look for it. But it is about seeking something and going to get that one last piece of the puzzle that's going to make it all click and fit together. So that's what I'm seeing for you here is like going out, getting that one thing. You have to venture out of your comfort zone, but you've got all the things that you need. You got your hiking gear, your stick and your boots and your traveling cape. I mean, this is the Renaissance Fair style, you know. What do we see in the deck? It's all Renaissance Fair costumes, right? But
it sounds like my wardrobe. I didn't.
Exactly.
Was me getting ready for the day.
Stick, cape, boots. I'm ready to go. So, so I think of this energy being like really like you're prepared. You can do this, but get out of your comfort zone and go for that thing that you are wanting to do. If it literally means getting out of the house and doing that, or figuratively getting out of your comfort zone to get that thing that you want. Ace of Pentacles. This is a great card for like attracting new sources of income. I know you've been at your job, Devon, like forever. So it doesn't mean necessarily a new job, although it could mean a raise or a promotion of some kind. But it can also mean this idea that we're going and bringing in some income from something. It might be, I know what your dream is, and these things all add up to this dream business that you want to have, right? Getting focused, getting out of your comfort zone, making some movements toward activating that. And Ace of Wands, you've got two aces, big yeses. Those aces always mean yeses. Ace of Wands, what you're passionate about, being practical, true practicality, true inspiration and creativity, adding to that mix. It might be, I don't know, if you've been working on your dream job, dream business project, but this week might be a great week if you have not been doing it to get back on track with it. What do you need to do? What are your next steps, right? I think you can do it. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, those are great cards. I pulled this little frog charm, which to me is all about like leaping into action, getting right to it. And this is something me and Tamita were talking about recently. But frogs, like butterflies, have experienced so much transformation in their life and go through like a full evolution cycle within their lifetime. So I want you, Devon, to start looking at yourself as the most evolved version of yourself yet, and remind yourself that you are now capable of things that you were not capable of in previous versions of yourself. You are growing and changing and evolving each day, and each day your capabilities increase, and so does your magnetism. So, really utilize that right now and spring into action and bringing your dreams into reality because it's super within reach.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Frogs are also good prosperity talismans too.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah, so really
Can't be a
good.
good time to work with a frog candle and put a little coin in that mouth.
I know, exactly, right? The frog candle. I love that frog candle. Well, thank you so much, Devon. I look forward to all the focus and energy that you're putting in this week. And you'll have to like DM me on Instagram and tell me what's going on, how it's going. Oh, let me remind everybody, speaking of setting intentions for the upcoming season, Beltane Beeswax Sabbath Vigil Candle Spell Kit is now available by popular demand. I was working on my book. I did not get the workshop because when I released, I had the candle, but I did not have the workshop done. So I had to have some time after the book was done to make that workshop. So now there is an on-demand video workshop all about Beltane, so you can learn about this holiday. And there is a vigil candle that you can light for this season to set your intentions for the next 6 weeks. What a beautiful system of working. Like we're setting intentions, not only at the new moon, but we're setting intentions at these seasonal events. It's like there's wonderful opportunities to tap into collective magic on these days. Magic that in some cases goes back thousands of years. These holidays are old holidays that have been incorporated into the wheel of the year. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to create and manifest and get inspired, following your passion, inviting love into your life, cleansing and purifying, whatever you want to work on. All of these options are available at Beltane, and that energy can be lent to your spell work. So get that workshop, get the candle spell kit, and learn about Beltane. That's coming May 1st. April 30th, the night of April 30th is May Eve, and then May Day, Beltane on May 1st. So, yeah. Thank you. Alrighty.
The next question.
Yeah, Universal Soul Goddess. Thank you so much, Universal Soul Goddess. Thanks for dropping that donation in. I want a card for career and one for love, please. All right. Aquarius Sun. Yeah, we don't have our astrologer here this time, but we can talk about astrology. We're just not the experts in it. I love all that air energy. You are all the air signs in one. You are probably so social and fun and playful. I love that air energy. Kind to others, super smart. Oh, I love that air. It's gorgeous. All right. So one card for career and one for love. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, Aquarian energy will put you into like you are ahead of the curve always. I always love my Aquarians because they're always inventing things and out on the far reaches of like what other people are doing. They're creative and so far ahead of everyone else. It's fun to watch. Okay, so one for career and one for love. All right, one for career. The one for love is going to make you laugh, but let's talk about the career one first. Is Seven of Wands. So Seven of Wands is the card about somebody reaching the top of the mountain and in competitive situations, they succeed. So in career, there's something that you want to achieve, something you want to attain. That's this idea of the mountain, right? You want to get higher, you want to move up in some way. But there is a competitive environment around it. There's competition. You're not the only one who could potentially be chosen. But when we see Seven of Wands, you go to the top of the heap. So this is a great week or a great time period, whatever we're looking at here, great week, great month for you to start looking at achieving more at work and actively asking for those promotions or promoting yourself or being more in your empowerment, whatever it is that will get you up the pyramid, that's what you need to be focusing on because you can get there. So like let people know, what is it that you want to achieve? Where do you want to be? Think about it for yourself even, and you can set those intentions with your spell work where you're thinking like, this is what I want to go for, this is what I want. Or you can do gratitude journal work where you look at the future and write it as if it's already here, what you would like to be doing and achieving in career. Okay, so Seven of Wands energy for that. All right, next is the Hermit card for love. This is why I said you're gonna laugh. So what Hermit card tells me is that you probably have been a hermit for the last little while. You're not going out, you're hanging out at home, you're doing your fun things at home, but you're not getting out. So whenever the Hermit card shows up in relationship, it's a message to you to get outside, to start mixing and mingling. Just be social, right? You don't even have to like be like, hey, I'm going to the meat market, bar or anything like that. It's to start doing things with people and getting out. And so that we balance that time alone with social time. So I'm getting this message that the Hermit card is about what you have been creating for yourself. There's nothing wrong with being a hermit as part of a cycle in relationship. But if you're stuck there, that's when the problems happen. So, we have a relationship situation that doesn't work out, and we might want to be on our own for a while to heal, to focus on ourselves, to give ourselves self-love, to do the things that we couldn't do when we had a partner or whatever, right? But if you stay stuck there, it's supposed to be a stop. Yeah, hermit for sure. But my crush asked for my number today. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is going to get you out of the house. What I would suggest doing, start socializing a little bit more. Even though your crush asked for your phone number, you want to have options, right? You want to have options out there. If you're out socializing, your crush is going to be like, oh, she, or Universal Soul Goddess might not be around forever. I've got to like take action. I can't be too slow. So I like you just getting out and being with friends and doing things and being out in the world and doing all those fun things that are social things. Let's bring some more of that in. And your crush is going to really pay attention to you. I love it. Love it.
I pulled the perfect charm too. I got these scales. So lean into that Libra rising right now. And I think, you're looking at two things right now. This is saying split your focus between both. Don't put too much pressure on work or too much pressure on relationship. Make sure you have balance. And this is the best way to not get burnout or frustrated by the dating process or the job interview process. Just have some balance.
Yeah.
And make sure that you're devoting time to all the things that are important to you so that things don't get too weighted in one direction. Because then it starts to become harder and harder to rebalance those scales. So just keep them in balance as you go.
Yeah, I love that because I can be that person that hyper focuses on one thing.
Same.
And I'm
Yeah.
all work, 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 work. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no social life. Then I'm like, play, 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 play. Oh my gosh, got to get back to business. So I can relate to that one for sure. Yeah, I love
Recently, I was reading job listings for hermits, like from old newspapers, and it was incredible. I encourage everyone to Google this. They
that.
all
Job
sounded
listings
very
for hermits.
luxurious. Yeah, for people to live in their garden. It's
Oh
like you
my,
can live in, you can live in this hut. All your meals are brought to you. Everything is taken care of for you, but you're not allowed to step on the ground. We can't see you outside of the hut. It was really crazy. Everyone should Google it.
well, first of all,
Sounds like a
what
dream job, right?
first of all, I'm like wondering about that. Like, who has a job for a hermit where we want you to be in this cave, but we don't want to see you, but we'll bring you food? For
I
what
mean, that's like
reason?
the ultimate status symbol, right? Like, oh, I'm paying for someone I don't even see.
Oh my gosh. Oh, darling, we've got a new hermit. You cannot believe how fabulous he is.
I couldn't tell you because we haven't met, but he's expensive.
He's so expensive. He's so fabulous. And he never hear a peep from him. He is perfect. He is perfection. How is your hermit doing?
I really could make a perfect hermit, I swear. I have to lean out of that card too.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I want us to do a whole web series of rich people talking about their hermits now.
Add it to the
List of
bucket
things
of
to
all the things we
organize.
gotta do.
All right, Mel, thank you so much, Universal Soul Goddess. Thank you, Devon. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Bruce. Mel, oh my gosh, above and beyond, 10 card reading.
So
Thank you so much,
incredible.
Mel. Oh, you're just so kind and generous. All of you guys are kind and generous, but Mel, you always are above and beyond. We appreciate it so much. So,
Mel has 7 questions.
you know my
So
questions. We do know your questions,
we've
but
got
I
all
need
the
to know what
regulars here tonight
order.
with all the regular questions.
I love it. Uh, um, yeah, you know my questions. Is Monday night thing canceled? Org Monday or not? How will the big meeting this Thursday go? Is okay to do it virtually? Okay, let's look at those 3 first, and then we'll do the rest. All right.
Okay, cool. There's 4 more after this. So
Okay.
however you want to split those cards up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the 7, and then I'll do 3 that's like a general reading at the end. We'll just do a general, unless there's one that needs more than 1 card. Okay. Oh, no meeting on Monday. Okay, I know you want to hear that one. I got to pull all the cards and then I'm going to read them. I like these. All right. So first one for the Monday night thing canceled. Yes, 5 of Wands. They are not organized enough to make a meeting. This is a card of disorganization. People, this one's doing this thing over there and this one doesn't know the other one's doing it, so they're doing it too. It's disorganization. They're not organized enough to get a meeting together on Monday. So that is your good news for tomorrow. No meeting because they're super disorganized and running around like chickens with their heads cut off, right? All right. So next thing, is Monday night thing canceled? Okay, that's the Monday night thing is canceled. Org Monday or not? The Magician card. Oops, what happened to the Love Witch? Oh, there she is. Hi.
My internet went out for a second.
That's okay. So is Org Monday or not? The Magician card says this is a card of manifestation. If you do not want Org on Monday, if you don't want that, is that org like an organization?
I think this is like organizing the house.
Oh, organizing the house. Perfect. So this is great because the Magician is like, you have to will it, right? The Magician is all about will. So I would say to set the intention for yourself at what you would like to accomplish in that Monday organization. What you can do is let's make it super doable so that you can really feel that sense of manifestation, that you did it, that you accomplished it, that your will and your energy and your motivation were on point. Make it small, like make it a small thing. If it's cleaning one junk drawer, if it is, folding your clothes, pick one thing. Don't try and say, I'm going to clean the whole house, because if you say, I'm going to clean the whole apartment or I'm going to clean the whole house, and you don't accomplish it, you'll feel bad. And what we want to do is give that sense of like, I achieved, I accomplished, I manifested, I'm the magician. So I would say to you is that to really get into that place of bite-size stuff, just bite-size, small things that you can check off. Don't make a list of 20 of those. I would say max 3, and then you can check those 3. And then if you want to do some more organization and cleaning and all that, then do it. but it's like, let's activate the will and let's manifest. And sometimes the best way to manifest when it comes to motivation is to take it in small chunks so that you feel like, yeah, I'm making some forward motion. I cleaned out my spice rack the other day. It took me a long time.
Congratulations.
What?
Congratulations. That sounds like huge
It,
progress.
okay, I want to tell you that the spice rack in the back had spices that expired in like 2016. All right. So
Hey, at least it was in this century.
it's true. So so I think, that like a small area like that where like for me, the spice cabinet was really bugging me because it was always full. You could never fit anything in there. We were stacking things on top. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I need to just clean it out, throw away. There were empty jars in there. I'm like, who puts an empty jar of thyme back in the cabinet? No. So it was probably me,
I'm
but
gonna say, I think it could be you.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, I think that's one of the things that I would recommend is to make it like super bite sized so that you can feel that sense of accomplishment and like you never have to rearrange your spice cabinet or whatever it is for, another 5 years, right? It's going to be done and you never have to think about it again.
I
All
think
right.
that there's something like super organized about the magician too, right? Like he has everything laid out on his table. He's very prepared for what he's doing. So I think it sounds like the super good, like even if you don't, like you were saying, if you don't get everything done, you're setting yourself up for it and you're like planting the seeds of an organized home.
Yeah. Another thing that I just read, I love reading articles and they feed them to me all the time, reading articles about cleaning, organizing, minimalism and all that. I'm not minimalist. You can tell I'm not minimalist, but I mean, it's like getting rid of stuff, right? And one of the things, articles I read recently, it's so logical. And maybe you guys all think of this or know this or do this. But for me, it's like I just needed to be reminded of it. That one of the best ways to find, organize, or find space for something is to take everything out and then put it back in. So, like in the small sense, I took my spice cabinet and I took everything out of my spice cabinet. And then I went through things and I'm like, oh, this is expired. This is an empty jar. And then I organized it and put it back in, and there was space to spare. So I think if you take everything out of an area and a small area, like you don't want to take everything out of a whole room because that's going to be like too much, but just like take each area, each corner, and then take everything out, put it in another place, and then put it back. And you can make some decisions like, oh, that throw pillow is kind of ugly. It doesn't match my decor anymore. I'm going to donate that, or whatever. So, all right. Number 3, how will the big meeting Thursday go? Is it okay to do virtually? 9 of Cups energy. I think the meeting is going to be very smooth, very fine. This is a card that if you do it virtually, you're fine too. If you pop in, if that's an option for you, it's a very like an easy meeting. It's like checking the boxes on a list where you're like, yep, 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 yep. So if that's the case, it feels kind of like a perfunctory meeting. It doesn't feel like a meeting where there's going to be some big changes of any kind. I think it's a meeting where they want to make sure everybody is on the same page about something. And they may even like say, good job, you guys have been doing a good job, things like that. It's not a big dramatic meeting. So even though it's a big meeting, I don't get the sense that you need to be there, that you can pop in virtually if they're offering that option. All right, let's look at 4 through 7. 4, will Bill go out of town soon? So judgment card is a card of like things like investing in something over time to see a good result. So I don't see this as necessarily going out of town soon. It's more like later. I always think of this card as being like some delay in it. So I don't think he's going out of town soon. I'm getting more of a delay. I think there's some things that have to be done before he can go out of town, and then he will go out of town, right? So there's some things that need to be done, but eventually it will happen, right? Eventually he will go out of town. Will Bobby call me soon? Knight of Pentacles. Bobby's a little slow, but Knight of Pentacles, but will call you, but is being a little slow. It's more like not slow like resistance, but more like that's just maybe Bobby's pace, right? is just taking things at a slower pace. I don't know if there's earth energy in his chart or any, if he's an earth sign or has earth sign somewhere in his chart, but it's really like a more methodical kind of energy. It's just a little bit slower paced, but moving forward nonetheless. It's just a slow pace of moving forward. So I don't see that it's like off the table or there's some resistance. It's just a slower pace is all I'm getting. All right, 6 and 7. 6, will this place close down soon so animals have their home back? Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh, Queen of Cups. You know, she got little fishes and whales and all kinds of little sea creatures on there. I'm surprised there's not little mermaids on there because there is mermaids on her chair, the shells and things like that. So Queen of Cups energy is that if you want to create that space for the animals to have a home, um, it's actually within your power, but not to take action on it, but to do magic on it. Queen of Cups is like psychic work, mental influence in the sense, even though this is like an emotional psychic card, this is a psychic card, right? Cups are psychic suit. So I would say give psychic energy to that place closing down for the animals. You've got it in your power. Queen of Cups is saying you have the power to do it. Even I would say this, water magic. If there's land that you want to be reclaimed for the animals, bless some water and then water the land. You can't get in trouble for putting water on land.
That's beautiful. I love that.
And, if you have this just blessed water with that intention that they move along, it's kind of like washing them away. It's getting them to move along so that the animals have their home back. You can just drop some blessed water there. Do some psychic work, vision it, like do the visioning work, the dreaming work, see it come into being and you can manifest it. It really, your energy is going to help that more than you think, rather than just sitting back and waiting for it to happen. Do that prayer, spiritual work, psychic work, visioning work to make it happen. 7, is it going to be a quiet, good week? We'll do 7, 8, 9, and 10 for that. So King of Cups energy, nice, very gentle masculine energy coming in for you. This is like a very caring person coming to hang out with you this week, or but a very loving, gentle energy coming from someone with masculine energy. But it's very nurturing. It's very caring. It's like the sweet, sweet. I always say sweet kind of daddy energy, like it's really sweet energy. So you've got someone with masculine energy that's very kind, very sweet, very caring, very nurturing that's coming in this week. We also have the moon card. So moon card is definitely like that dreamy energy of moon versus the active energy of sun. So there's this week where you can work on spiritual things. I also get the sense of like you moving forward on your spiritual path with this card, psychic development this week. Gosh, with that Queen of Cups, the moon card, I mean, this is like a great week for psychic development. Really do your spiritual, like inner work. So it's not necessarily like casting a spell. It's more like getting into doing the inner work. That's what it is, You know what that is. Come on, Mel, you know what that is. Um, 4 of Pentacles, you're safe and protected. So there might be feelings of being not protected, but 4 of Pentacles reminds you that you are safe. So if you're feeling a little insecure or you're feeling a little destabilized in some way, just ground yourself, remind yourself that you are all is well, you are safe, there's no danger. So that's really good. And then strength card. I love that. Strength card is that card of you having mastery over any situation. So I do see this as being a fantastic, phenomenal week for you. It's a really empowered week. And I think the spiritual work helps it all. Like it's like the fuel in the engine for all of this. So yeah, I love that.
What great cards. I love that so much.
I know, man. That strength card as your 10th card. What a great card to show up. Empowerment.
It looks like Mel loves the idea of using that blessed water too. I when I pulled a charm out, 2 came out, so I'm going to read both. One was this sewing machine charm, and the other is this peace sign. So starting with the peace sign, I think this is a sign that it's going to be a peaceful week, and also that peace is within you and you can cultivate it whenever you need it. So when you start feeling stressed out, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and then breathe out all of that anxiety, all of that fear, all of that panic, whatever it is that's not aligned with peace, get it out of there. Because this is within you and you can tap into it whenever you need it. The sewing machine is really interesting to me. I mean, if we think about a sewing machine, it is about the creation of something tangible. But I think for you, this is more just about the energy of creation and also the creation of energy. I know Mel pretty well, and I know that she's a really magical person and somebody who is really good with energy and with picturing things. So be doing that a lot this week. Picture that piece you want. Picture that that area being closed down so the animals can come back. Really creating these images in your head and creating really clear pictures of it so that it can come into reality faster. And hey, if you have some sort of craft or something that you do with your hands, this could be a really good week to work on that as well.
You can infuse that embroidery, in Baba
Hmm.
Yaga's Book of
Yeah.
Witchcraft. I talk about that technique of embroidery. You're so welcome, Mel. So welcome. About like doing this technique of embroidering an intention into something, but that doesn't have to be just embroidery. It can be anything that you craft or create, whether it's food, whether it's a craft or a painting of some kind, or a piece of music, or anything. It can be imbued with energy of peace, right? Or grounding. I love that peace sign of that. That really
Yeah.
corresponds to that Four of Pentacles, which is like all is well. Your
Hmm.
anxiety is not a reflection of the reality. It's your, old history. So to get to that grounded space is so perfect. But I
I have
got
a deck in the other room where the pentacles are peace signs, and the four of pentacles from that deck is really, really beautiful. If
to.
I remember next time we're here, I'll show you. But
Is it
we
like
can
a
still
hippie
look through.
card deck, hippie deck or something?
Yeah, it's like a neon kind of like UV tech, and yeah, there's lots of like hippie symbolism and
I think you
I think
showed it to me. I think I saw it.
I brought it with me to California and used it for readings when we did the witches ball. So you have to know.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Um, yeah, I think, there's another thing. There's a really interesting book series that's called The Lie. It starts with a book called The Lies of Locke Lamora. And it's about this guy who's like a pickpocket. But it's really like, he's kind of like a little bit like Han Solo-ish, but like, like he's confident, but then he screws up, and then, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing, I guess is the best way to describe it, right? So, but there's magic in the book too. And one of these magic workers, they sew things. They sew things into being, they embroider. And when they embroider, they use this thread that's like magic thread that's not real thread, but they embroider. And if they embroider your name, they control you. And there's all this stuff. So, not that you need to go around embroidering and controlling people, but
Hey,
I
maybe
think
you do.
but I think of this idea of like stitching and sewing. This is ancient magic. Weaving, stitching, sewing, making, spinning are all ancient magic. I have in my class on witches knots. I got to do that witches knots on demand classes. The witches ladder, sorry, the witches ladder and the witches knots and witches ladders. The idea, ligatura, with the idea that knots were powerful control magic. And so if you like tied a knot in your apron string, you could control something or someone. But if you had a knot with you, which you could keep very hidden, and they found it, it could be like evidence that you were doing witchcraft or folk. Really what you're doing is folk magic, right? But knots and thread and spinning and weaving and all of that is quite magical and ancient magic, really ancient magic. So yeah.
And circling back to something Mel asked a week ago or 2 weeks ago, knots also were used in weather magic to
Oh,
control the weather.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. You could tie a knot to capture the wind and then sell that knot to a sailor. So I talk about that in that class. I have to bring that class into the
It's
maybe
such a
that's
good
my
one.
next one. Maybe that's my next one. All right. Do I know with some people, I saw some people scanning the PayPal QR code. Is there another reading?
I haven't seen one come through yet, but I have a few things we can talk about in the
Yeah.
meantime if more people are going to
If
do
you
it.
have made a donation, make sure to go into chat and let us know how much you donated, where you donated, and then what your question is. Okay. Tomorrow is my Scorpio full moon workshop. It is called Green Magic, about plant allies and herbology. So this is not a class that is like, hey, this herb is good for this magic. This is a class about connecting to plant spirits and using your, and so when you do use an herb in your magic, it's with a deep soulful connection to that plant. So, yes, we can use herbs that we have no connection to in our magic. Absolutely. No problem with it, right? I do not have a connection to the plant, I don't know, master of the woods. It doesn't grow around here. I don't have any connection to it. Do I still use it in spells? Absolutely. The plant is going to lend its energy. But when you start to develop these deep psychic, spiritual connections to plants, the plants will teach you. This is not just about, the idea that a plant teacher is a entheogenic plant like ayahuasca. Yes, of course ayahuasca is a plant teacher, but all plants are teachers. They all have something to show us, whether they're entheogens or whether they are something we use in our cookery, or there's something that we can't touch because it's poisonous. They all have messages and deep wisdom to share with us. And that's what this workshop is about. It is about communing with plants. So if you want to commune with plants, come commune with me tomorrow evening. If you can't make it tomorrow, but you are interested in the class, don't worry, because it's recorded and the recording goes out to everyone who purchased within 24 hours. I usually do it the same evening. So if you'd like to join me and learn about plant magic, come to the Scorpio full moon workshop tomorrow night. I'd love to see you there. All right, there it is. You can always go to
I wanted to say,
workshops.com and find the workshops as well.
mhm. I wanted to say, if you want some like very real proof of how working with your plants magically can change things, my mom has grown tomatoes her whole life. She started talking to her tomatoes. All of a sudden, she had 6 times as many tomatoes. And so they taught her something: careful what you ask for, because then she had more tomatoes than she knew what to do with.
I mean, when you start to enter into communion with plants, it's like they will reveal so many things to you. They will teach you. And it's magical. It's otherworldly. It's something else. So I'm going to teach you all my techniques for connecting to plants and trees, herbs and flowers. And how you can respectfully gather them, how you can talk to them and receive messages from them, how you can work with plant spirits. It's pretty amazing. So I hope you'll join me for that workshop. Oh, moon, money wishes spell. Do you have some money wishes? I think everybody has
Who
money
does that,
wishes.
right?
I know exactly. If it's getting a raise, getting a windfall, finding a generous sponsor who's going to just shower you with money. I mean, your wishes, there's so many money wishes that we can make: attracting customers and clients, having a business grow, having a successful side hustle, did I say getting a raise at work, getting a promotion, all of that stuff. So your money wishes can come true with this beautiful green beeswax Aladdin's lamp candle, which is the master candle for our beautiful spell kit. The spell kit comes with green glass glitter. It comes with 4 support candles, beeswax support candle tapers. We've got 5 different oils, 5 different herbs, including a lucky hand root, and our petition paper. You can't really see it in this tiny picture, but our petition paper has pressed flowers in it. It's flower paper. So it's green flower paper that you're going to write your petition on. It's just lovely. So this beautiful spell kit is only available until Tuesday, right? Tuesday's the last day?
Yeah.
Tuesday's
Sales
the
end
last
Tuesday
day.
and at midnight.
Yeah, and then it goes away forever. This kit will never be sold again. So if you want to tap into this wonderful, wealthy energy of Taurus, the Taurus new moon, now's your chance, kids. This is it. So I hope you will do it. And then you can either get the spell kit by itself with the directions. It'll have all the directions you need, or you can take the workshop with me and then we can do it together. We have a workshop. You can ask all your questions. I'll take it through putting it together step by step. And then the other option is that you have me do a candle for you in my group new moon spell. So I would light a Aladdin's lamp candle. I couldn't think of the word for it. Aladdin's lamp candle for you on my altar, and you can be part of that. So if you'd like me to burn one for you, we can do that. If you want to do a kit yourself, you can do that. If you want to do one with me while we have a meeting, you can do that with the workshop. It's all there for you. Thank you, Love Witch, for putting those up.
Yeah, of course. Can I promote something real quick?
Yeah.
I wanted to let people know I'm now doing in-person readings starting on May 1st at New York's Coney Island. So if you want to come spend a day at the beach with me, you now have the option. I'm trying to cure my vitamin D deficiency and make a little money at the same time. So head to ConeyIslandTarotReadings.com and you can book a session with me. We can even ride the Ferris wheel together for a reading that you'll never forget. That's another thing. I'm killing two birds with one stone here. I'm trying to overcome my fear of heights. So if I freak out, I will refund you and you can support me. But I'm gonna do great. No, it's okay. I'm showing people that you can overcome your fears through tarot. And hey, it could be free. If I get scared, it could be free. And then I'll read for you on the ground. But yeah, I would love so much to spend time with some of you guys this summer in person. So yeah, please check out my website. And if you enter your email address on that page, you can get $10 off your reading.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I love that you have the tarot cards spelling out Coney Island.
Oh my God, thank you. Look, I even made it a real postcard. So
oh my gosh,
if you're in Coney Island, look around any restaurant or coffee shop or bar for one of these because there's a coupon on the back too.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, I'm obsessed with Coney Island. Coney Island is so sweet and fun and old-timey. Luna Park over there, all those like cute places with all these really, old-timey, fun house rides and all kinds of stuff. And then that Ferris wheel. Would you give me a tarot reading on the cyclone?
No. But you're welcome to do one yourself.
I would give a tarot reading on a cyclone. I can't guarantee it would be very good because I'll be screaming the whole time.
You know, what I will do is I will hold your stuff for you outside the cyclone. I'm very used to this. I'm a really good purse holder outside of roller coasters. So hit me up if you need that as well.
Oh my God.
I'm right down the street.
I love a roller coaster. I am that gal that loves a roller coaster. Manfred, not so much. My partner, not so much. So we were in Coney Island. We had a great time in Coney Island. But the first ride we went on was the cyclone because I was like obsessed. This roller coaster has been around. It has been around. There's a comedian that says this, that the cyclone is older than sliced bread. Sliced bread was an invention that came after the cyclone. So that's how old it is.
And the Ferris wheel too. They're both so ancient.
Oh my gosh. But the cyclone, I loved it. It was wild. It was definitely a wild ride. It was not an easy roller coaster or a baby roller coaster by any stretch of the imagination. But it was so fun. It was so fun. I loved it. I mean, I love a roller coaster. So, yeah. But I don't think you could really read cards on there. It's way too wild to read cards on there. I don't know how you do it. You can't even hold like a phone or anything. You're holding on for your life. So how could you do a tarot?
Yeah, I had to really think about if I can do it on a Ferris wheel, but that seems doable. Cyclone, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah, Ferris wheel. That Ferris wheel is pretty tame. It goes pretty slow.
Yeah, usually. Well, the Ferris wheel at Coney Island has two types of cars, and some of them swing around the track as it goes around. And I'm not getting on one of those. So if you want a tarot reading in one of those cars, I'll give you my deck, and you can go ride it by yourself. And I'll put the cards after. But I don't
swingy ones, yeah.
The stationary cars only.
Yeah. The stationary cards are pretty tame. I think it's
a beautiful view of the ocean,
yeah,
and of Coney Island, of Brooklyn. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
And Coney Island is my favorite place in New York City. Some of my very first memories of New York take place there, and some of my happiest ones. So I didn't mean to move so close to Coney Island, but the universe threw me over here. So I'm making the most of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so wonderful. So yeah, you should definitely check it out if you're in New York. I mean, what could be better then the wonderful, loving love witch giving you a reading in magical Coney Island. I think it's just the best. That is the best. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you inspired me. You inspire me in everything I do, and always. But a while back in your professional tarot class, you were talking about how, as readers, we do readings all the time, and we don't even remember the things we said or the people we read for. But the people that get readings, it's a very memorable experience. And I remember some of the first readings I had, and important readings I've had decades later, right? So I think I have a really unique opportunity here to make that experience even more memorable by doing it somewhere so special.
So
So
good.
let's create a lifelong memory together.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Coney Island is magical. It is a magical place. There's a
And I know a lot about it, so I can give you a little walking tour and tell you about the history and what used to be where. We can have a lot of fun
Oh
together.
my gosh, that's like
Yeah,
extra. Wow, that's
right?
amazing. That's amazing. I love that. All right, are there any more readings? Do we have any more readings? Is that it?
I think that is it.
Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for joining us here. I'm going to have some dinner now. But thank you so much for joining us. We love you so much. Next week, there is no Tarot for Kindness because I'm going to be in New York at LaGuardia for the Reader's Studio, which is a tarot convention. If you are in New York and you want to hang out with some tarot people, check out the readerstudio.com and you can join me. I'm teaching a class on working with other modalities alongside tarot for your reading. So it's a lot of fun. If you want to join me 3 weeks from now, yeah, we'll be back to our regular schedule with Live Magic Q&A tea party because first Sunday of the month, we don't have it because we have a paid workshop. So if you'd like to join me in 3 weeks for the Live Magic Q&A tea party, you can do that by signing up right here. Go to spellsquad.com or click on that QR code, and that will take you to a place where you can sign up. You'll get the link to join me for the Live Magic Q&A tea party, and you'll also get this book, a 33-page ebook called 7 Secrets to Supercharge Your Spell Work. It is a wonderful ebook that costs $20 normally, but I give it to you for free if you sign up. So there you go. Anything else? Last words before we sign off?
Nothing to think of. I hope everyone has a magical 2 weeks.
Yeah, don't forget that you can get, we're not going to be here for 3 weeks, 2 weeks. We're not going to be here for 2 weeks, but you can always get a reading with myself or one of the other readers at the Parlor of Wonders. You can book a session. You can have a private session with us, 15 minutes, 30, 45, 60 minutes, 90 minutes. And we can have a wonderful time together. I had 2 wonderful new clients today. They were absolutely wonderful. I had such a great time with both of them and love it. I love doing a private reading, love helping you find the roadmap to your success and your happiness and having a great career and love in your life and prosperity and all the good things, health, all of it, So I'd love to do that for you too. So go ahead and book a full-length session with one of us, and we'd all love to help you. We've got Miss Kelly, we've got Bee, we've got Love Witch, we've got Honoreo and myself. Lots of readers here at the Parlor of Wonders. So yeah, love that. All right. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, everybody.
Everyone.
All right.